What is up, Fort Huachuca? Welcome back to Kicking It with Kuhling. This is episode number 5. Before I introduce to y'all my very special guest, I want to go back and thank Sergeant Major Jesse Townsend for kicking it with us in episode 3. I got so hyped up on the mask mandate and Russia that I forgot to thank him last episode. So thank you, Sergeant Major Townsend, for joining us. Today in studio with us at the table, I have Command Sergeant Major Tammy Everett, the USACO CSM. I've been fortunate to serve with her a few times in the past. If you know her, you know that she's a rock star, and if you don't know her, believe me when I tell you, the hype is real. So, Sergeant Major Everett, what is important to you right now?
Well, it's been about 6 months since I've been in the seat, and it just has been a whirlwind. The learning campaign is real for me. Right now, what's important, we all know it's Women's History Month. The theme is Women Providing Healing, Prompting Hope. NetCom gave on a really good EO observance last week, so I was proud to be a part of that. So. From the USACO and MI Corps perspective, lots of things are important to me right now. Not in any order, but I'll just kind of go through some things that we're working. First of all, we have the Hall of Fame, 23 and 24 of June. Really excited about that. Did you know that we had an MI Corps warrant officer that was an astronaut?
I did not know that.
Yes.
That is awesome.
We're super excited to be inducting him into the Hall of Fame, along with a few others at the end of June. We'll also recognize the Sergeant Major Doug Russell Award winner and the Weinstein Award winner. Happy to say that we had 19 packets across the NCO Corps.
Wow.
So really excited that NCOs are taking the opportunity to recognize excellence within their formation. Something that you'll be a part of in April, the Sergeant Major Working Group. We've had about 40 MI Sergeants Majors RSVP to that, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
I can't wait.
It's not going to be a boondoggle.
All right.
We do have some do-outs, and we're really going to talk about what is going to be the enlisted MI soldier of 2030.
Nice.
So lots of discussions that we've had in the background over the years, so really excited to really bring that to the forefront. And kind of bring everyone here together to shape the future of the MI Corps. Something exciting that we're doing is some recruiting efforts for the 35 Papas. You being a signatory is probably a little close to your heart.
Very close.
We're not very healthy in 35 Papas, so the ACME team's done a really good job of streamlining the waiver process and being very clear with USAREC on what items are waivable so we can increase the accessions of our 35 Papas. And then 35 whiskey. Everyone's probably like, what is that? We don't even know what that is. So we are toying around with the idea of having soldiers come in the Army as a linguist first, because we have 2 language-dependent MOSs and 35 Papas and 35 mics. And hopefully that will help us balance out the Papa strength. So mics are over strength, Papas are under strength. So if we bring them in, we can divert them based on where we're at on strengths across the Army. So that is in the nascent stages right now, but right now the plan is to go live with that next FY. Here close to home on Fort Huachuca, the retention office is going to do a mass reenlistment in May. With the CG on Brown Parade Field, so we're really excited about that. And then the retention team's also going to hold a post-retention resource fair. So for those soldiers that want to stay in the Army but aren't really sure what they want to do when they grow up, there's going to be a lot of different opportunities there for soldiers to come in and kind of get some information on shaping their career. So those are just a few things that are very important to me right now on Fort Huachuca and across the MI Corps.
That's awesome. Yeah, that sounds great. I hope to be a part of it as much as that as I possibly can. I know that the barracks are very important to you right now too. We've been chairing the ABMP, and you and I have both been hitting that kind of hard. You know, and we've discussed it, but, you know, one of those things we talked about is what can soldiers use the day rooms for nowadays? You know, when we joined the Army, we didn't have TVs in our hands. We used to all pile up in the day room and watch the latest VHS tape. So now, as the senior leaders, how do we figure out what the soldiers want to use those day rooms for?
Yeah, so ask the soldiers. It's their spaces. We want them to own their space, be proud of where they live, and be invested in their quality of life. So what I would tell leaders, first sergeants that own barracks, is ask the soldiers what they want. They'll come up with a solution, and then you help them resource it. What I found, and I know you've seen this over your time too, if it's your idea, you're invested in it, and you're gonna take care of it, and you're gonna put the work in it. So I'd say ask the soldiers, ask them what they want, and then just help them resource it.
I like it. That's what I hope and plan to do. All right. I was at PCC for a few weeks. One stat I heard while I was there was a little rattling to me, that only 23% of the current population is even eligible to serve. And, we know we get even a smaller percentage of that are willing to raise their right hand and serve. This Is My Squad is very important to you. I know you've got a tight-knit squad, but kind of Fort Huachuca is our squad as well. What are some of your thoughts on This Is My Squad, our squad moving forward?
Yeah, I think This Is My Squad is great. It's all about building cohesive teams, discipline trained, and fit cohesive teams, as our Chief of Staff of the Army says. I love it. And the MI Corps is my squad.
All right.
I am genuinely invested in every MI soldier, want to know what they're doing, want to help them. Fort Huachuca is my squad because this is where me and my family live. And then my squad in the front office, consists of the CG, both of our EAs, the Chief of Staff, the Deputy CG, and some other folks. Just a very tight-knit squad. And what it means to me is that, it's a relationship. It's a professional relationship and a friendship that I know I could call any one of them at any times. And we have done that amongst each other, when we need to talk about something, when we need to check on something, or just see how each other is doing. So, this is my squad. If you have people to your left and your right that you genuinely care about and will do anything for, it just makes us better as an Army. And then when we go to fight and win in the next war, we know that person to our left and our right is going to have our back. And that's what it's all about. It's about people, which is our number one priority.
I love it. And, I see glimpses of that because I follow your Facebook page, obviously. If you don't follow your Facebook page, you better be following it. But thanks for sharing that. And I see it, and I see the cohesion in your team, not just here, but kind of throughout Army Intel. And one question I always like to ask senior leaders when I get them in a room or on a camera, if you could snap your fingers and all your NCOs would do this one thing a whole lot better, what would that one thing be?
You're going to expect me to say something like train, but I'm going to take a different perspective this time, and I'm just going to say be a good person. If you are genuinely a good person, all those other things are going to come into play. You're going to do the right thing at all times. You're going to take care of the person to your left or your right. You're going to train to make sure you're good at your job. So not saying there's a bunch of bad people out there, but just really think about what you do every day and make sure you're making a positive difference, whether it's in someone's life or at work or at home. Just be a good person.
I like it. And I hit on that last week. We need folks to be awesome, and being a good person is part of being awesome, I think. I think that's all I got for you right now, Sergeant Major. Thank you so much for joining us. I've told you in person many times, but it's always a great opportunity when I get to talk with you, spend a little time with you, especially when we're talking about soldier stuff. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, y'all, as well. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Next week, I've got another special guest in studio with me. Take care.